I am taken back and humbled by the turnout today. It's unbelievable. When I read the list of the people that are going to be here, it's the leadership of this county, and it sends a strong message of how much you care about the quality of life and the safety of people in this county. So I appreciate you being here. It's unbelievable the amount of elected officials, clergy, leaders in the community, Hispanic leaders, African American leaders, people from the Muslims. It's just really, really nice to see everybody come together like this when we have a nation that's not so much doing that. If the nation would be like this, we could do a lot more things. So thank you very, very much. You know, it's National Mental Health Awareness. Excuse me, I've been talking a lot. Mental Health Awareness Month. So we took this opportunity to talk about what we're doing with mental health. 10 years ago, when I started the mental health unit, I knew it was going to be important. I had no idea how important it was going to become. It's the most important unit that I have in my agency, because mental health is so entwined in everything that we do. Think about it. Substance abuse, whether it's alcohol or drugs, that's a mental health issue. Family problems, domestic violence, that's a mental health issue. I'm the biggest mental health provider in this county in the jail. That's not right. It shouldn't be like that. The mass shootings, the violence in the workplace, these are all mental health issues that we have to deal with. That's why this unit has become so important to try to prevent these things. I can't tell you right now, right off the top of my head, but I know for sure that this unit has stopped at least 2 or 3 potential mass shootings. I know they've resolved and de-escalated situations where we had armed people in houses that were either going to kill the family or kill somebody else. That's how important it is, because we want to de-escalate things as fast as we possibly can. So this unit has really paid off in more ways than you could ever imagine. But one of the things that I didn't think we were paying enough attention to was the PTSD. Fortunately for me, we have formed a partnership with Big Dog Ranch that is really unbelievable. They have stepped up in huge ways with this. A month and a half ago, we had a long-term veteran of the agency kill himself because of PTSD. It's out there. It's happening every single day. So the program that we partnered with Big Dog Ranch is, and you're going to see these dogs afterwards, we'll give you a demo, but these dogs are actually trained to recognize the signs of somebody that's having one of these sessions with PTSD. So we've identified veterans, retired law enforcement people, and Big Dog Ranch will provide the dog. These are the trainers, free of charge, and they're our partners in this because it's under the umbrella of mental health. And I think people needed to know about that. So we work with the Veterans Hospital or anybody else that'll come to us, but I can tell you right now, Big Dog Ranch has been invaluable. They work with us and provide those resources, and it's a fantastic program. So these are just some of the things that we're going to keep on doing with our mental health initiatives and expand it even more. The second thing, obviously, if there's still a sign down here, is we're going to take the opportunity today to officially announce the fact that I am running for a 6th term as Sheriff of Palm Beach County. Thank you. You know, people come up to me and say, well, why do you want to do this again? And it's pretty simple. Number one, for 52 years, this is all I've done. This is who I am when I wake up every day. I've dedicated my adult life to my country and this county. And I'm not ready to stop. And I'm not ready to stop because of things like the mental health unit that I want to expand. I want more programs. I want to touch people's lives that need that help, that haven't gotten it before. I want to finish the technology part of the agency. You know, we took 3 years putting together the body camera program, and it's just now getting rolled out in its infancy. So I want to see that through the end. I want to make sure it's going to end up like we intended it to be. Homeland security. Every day we protect these borders out here, the ocean. I can't let that go. If somebody else gets this job, we will lose the ability to be the lead agency for Homeland Security for South Florida. I can't let that happen. It's too important. We are doing a fantastic job out here protecting this border. In fact, we just signed a cooperative agreement with the United States Navy for them to monitor our radar because it was such a good resource for them to be able to figure out what's going on out here on the ocean. And of course, I want to make sure that this agency keeps moving forward. Because of your involvement, because of the quality of people that we've had in this agency, Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office is the premier law enforcement agency, not only in this state, but it's recognized throughout the United States. We get calls on a weekly basis. Help us start a mental health program. What are you doing as far as Homeland Security? What type of technology are you using? Even when it came to body cameras, we ratcheted it up one more notch on those body cameras to make sure that they're going to do something normal body cameras can't do. Because we want to always be on the cutting edge of technology. So there's a lot of things going forward I want to see through to the end. So it's very, very important for me to make sure that things go right. I'm very fortunate to have a staff that I have, but my heart and soul is in this. I'm fortunate that I got permission from my wife to do this again. Right? Hey, we all know, listen, if you don't have a driving force behind you, it ain't gonna work. And I guarantee you folks, she is the driving force behind me. So that's the two reasons we're here today. Number one, to let you know about this program that's so important for PTSD. And second of all, to let you know we're going full force ahead. Looking at this room, I know that I'm going to get the support that I need, but I'm convinced that the reason that this agency has been able to do what they've done, move forward, is because of our connection with the community. That's about community policing. So if anybody says to you, hey, you know, they don't do enough with that, you look around this room. People don't show up like this because you don't have a connection with them. They show up because you're connected to the community, right? And that is because of our community policing effort, which we're going to expand on every single day. So anyhow, thank you again for being here. There's a couple people that wanted to say a few words. I'm going to let them come up. I promised them you can talk. Keep it short. All right. First of all, my good friend, my partner in making sure that the bad guys go away and don't come back, State Attorney Dave Ehrenberg.
Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you so much. You gotta love Sheriff Bradshaw. No nonsense, right? There's no one introducing him. There's no fun and games, no comedian here. And he tells you to be short, and I will listen. Yeah, Sheriff. I want to thank Kaz and Ernie and everyone at the PBA for having us here today. It's an amazing turnout. I'm Dave Ehrenberg, State Attorney. So if you're wondering, State Attorney is the second half of the TV show of Law and Order. The first half, to get to the second half, you gotta go to the first half. The first half, the tip of the spear, is law enforcement. It's Sheriff Bradshaw, and I've had the pleasure of working with him as a partner in public safety for 11 years now. But before then, I was a state senator, and we worked together on legislation, and I can tell you that the entire legislative delegation had great respect for Sheriff Bradshaw. Not only that, legislators from other parts of the state, the leadership that didn't live in Palm Beach County, they knew and respected Sheriff Bradshaw. And we worked together on a number of items. But when you think about it, this is Mental Health Awareness Month, and Sheriff Bradshaw has such innovative programs to help prevent the kinds of crimes you're seeing all over the country. And I know we have our issues, but look, if you think about it, there's a reason why so many people are moving to Palm Beach County. A big reason of that is that we live in a safe community. You don't see massive shoplifting rings. You don't see Whole Foods closing down in our community. And a major part of that is Sheriff Bradshaw. Because there is no more professional, no more sophisticated law enforcement agency in this country than the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office.
Right.
And the head of that agency, the person we're with today, is the reason why people are flocking to our community. Sheriff Bradshaw has been such an incredible partner in our fight to keep our streets safe. We have worked together, and I look forward to continue to working with him because we're all in this together. And look at this turnout. This is so impressive. I mean, this is people from all walks of life. You don't see that in other communities. You see rivalries between law enforcement and prosecutors in other communities. You see dissension. We don't have that here. It all starts at the top. So I'm just honored to be part of this effort and to be Sheriff Bradshaw's partner in public safety. Sheriff Bradshaw, thank you. I'm so glad you're running again. A sixth term, I can't even imagine. That's as a legislator, you have term limits, but here, thank goodness. Sixth term. Oh, Sheriff Bradshaw, we're all in this together, and I am proud to endorse you for your sixth term as Sheriff of Palm Beach County. And with that, I want to also bring up someone who I serve with in the state Senate. Someone who is now an important part of our criminal justice system, our clerk and comptroller, Joseph Abruzzo.
Hey, Joe.
Thank you, DA. And I'm going to echo a few things that our great state attorney, Dave Ehrenberg, said. He talked about us working together in Tallahassee. And to tell you how instrumental that Sheriff Bradshaw was, that truly changed the state. When he first set out to start your mental health unit, he noticed, and the team at PBSO noticed, TBI, traumatic brain injury, wasn't even in our state statute. So everything that came about from that point on, we had to change that statute to make sure that the state recognized, that the law recognized that TBI was a real thing. And that would not have happened without Sheriff Bradshaw. I would submit that he is not the best sheriff in South Florida or the state of Florida, but the best sheriff in the nation. And I say that, and I say that not as hyperbole, but as the person that actually sees the statistics first. The mental health unit was revolutionary, and you've heard from the sheriff and Dave and State Attorney Ehrenberg how other states have picked up on what he does. But what we heard today about the veterans, what you are all doing with the veterans, somebody who served for many years, I cannot thank you enough. It's going to make an impact that our community doesn't understand. And one more point. You heard the sheriff talk about technology and Homeland Security. When he said that if we did not have him, if we do not have a Sheriff Bradshaw, things would be different, it is so true. To give you a pinpoint example, there is a grant called UWASI. That is the federal money that comes down to our community that allows the sheriff to continue to fund and get all these great advances in technology. We benefit from Sheriff Bradshaw. The community truly is safe because of Sheriff Bradshaw. He knows how to get that money, how to buy the equipment, how to keep us on the forefront. And without you, Sheriff, we would not have those dollars from the federal government, so cannot say enough. And I'll leave you with this. We also heard State Attorney Ehrenberg just mention about how our community is safe because of our sheriff. You know, I come from Chicago. My entire family's in Chicago. I just came back from Chicago yesterday. I have 3 grandparents alive. They haven't been to the grocery store in almost 4 years. They get everything delivered in. When you go out in cities like Chicago, you have to keep your head on a swivel. You have to look behind your back. We do not have that fear here in Palm Beach County. We can go to Publix, we can go to Walgreens, we could go throughout our communities, we can go to our public parks, we can come to gatherings such as this without the worry that somebody will be hurt or killed. And that is because of you, Sheriff Bradshaw. When you let me know that you were running again, my first reply to you is thank you. Thank you for making us not like those cities. And we need you, and thank God you're running again. And I am so proud to endorse you for a 6th term. And now I would like to call up Charlotte Wright from the Manifest Network. Charlotte.
Thank you, Clerk and Comptroller Bruzzo. I am Charlotte Wright, Executive Director of Manifest Network, a nonprofit organization committed to fostering community growth, fostering collaboration, and enhancing the well-being of individuals and families in Palm Beach County. I am honored to be here today to support Sheriff Ric Bradshaw. With a proven track record of community engagement and a dedication to initiatives benefiting children, families, and seniors, Sheriff Bradshaw aims to continue his transformative work from Glades to the coast. Throughout his tenure, Sheriff Bradshaw has prioritized building strong relationships between law enforcement and the community, fostering trust and prompting collaboration. Recognizing the importance of community engagement in ensuring public safety, he has implemented various programs to enhance communication, transparency, and mutual respect. Under Sheriff Bradshaw's leadership, Palm Beach County has witnessed remarkable progress in redirecting over $13 million toward vital programs that directly impact the lives of children and families and seniors. Through innovative initiatives and partnerships, he has successfully allocated resources to support educational opportunities, social services, and senior care facilities, fostering a more inclusive and compassionate community. Sheriff Bradshaw firmly believes that investing in our youth is essential for creating a brighter future. He has championed youth mentorship programs, after-school activities, and initiatives to address youth homelessness and juvenile delinquency by engaging youth minds and providing them with the tools to succeed. As Sheriff Bradshaw embarks on his re-election campaign, I invite the community from the Glades to the coast to join him in building a safer, stronger, and more connected Palm Beach County. His vision encompasses collaboration, innovation, and a deep sense of compassion for those he serves. I now invite Yvette Chavez from the Association of Hispanic Ministers to say a few words.
Thank you, Lady Charlotte Wright. My name is Yvette Chavez. I'm with the Association of Hispanic Ministers of Palm Beach County. I am honored to stand here today in support of Sheriff Ric Bradshaw, and I'm humbled by the opportunity to show up our support. Sheriff Ric Bradshaw has prioritized public safety, has fought for more funding for mental health programs, and has worked to increase diversity and inclusion with the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office. As with any organization, it is important the diversity of those serving match the diversity of the community they intend to serve. Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office under Ric Bradshaw has forced on ensuring this diversity, and as Hispanic population continues to grow in Palm Beach County, our organization has worked closely with the Sheriff's Office to build trust between law enforcement and the community. Sheriff Bradshaw has increased dialogues and conversations with the community. This has increased trust, so people feel safe to call 911, and if they have any problems, they know they'll be served. I am proud to announce the Association of Hispanic Ministers of Palm Beach County has endorsed Ric Bradshaw for sheriff. Thank you, Ric Bradshaw, for the leadership and commitment. And commitment to keeping Palm Beach County a safe place for all who call our community home. And now it is my great pleasure to introduce our final speaker this afternoon, President of the Palm Beach County Police Benevolent Association, John Casagian.
That's close. Kazanjan. Listen, we go way back, the sheriff and I. I mean, I knew Sheriff when he was the West Palm chief, but prior to that, when he retired, and then he run for sheriff in 2003. That's where we really got to know him. And Ernie's in the house. We did the interviews back then for sheriff, and I'm going to tell you, it was a big field. If everybody that remembers that, but I see a lot of old people in here. They probably do, but younger kids don't. And there was 3 potential sheriffs at that time, and Ernie, he must have had a golf game or whatever. I wasn't the president. Ernie was, but I can remember Ernie walked. Yeah, right. Ernie walking out of that room and looked at me and grabbed me and said, "Don't F this thing up, all right? Don't F it up. The chief's running for sheriff. He needs to do it." In the meantime, we had 2 other individuals from PBSO running. So we went around. It was a long day that day, and Sheriff Bradshaw, you prevailed, and we endorsed the sheriff, and we're talking 20 years later, right? Here we are. You know what? If you look at the over 4,000 employees at the sheriff's office, 70% of the employees there only know Ric Bradshaw as their sheriff. Some old timers in here. The other 30%, I've had 5 sheriffs, and I'm going to tell you, Sheriff Bradshaw, you've been the best sheriff. I'm telling you right now, you've been the best sheriff for the employees over there, whether it's benefits and salaries, which, you know, the union, that's what we go for. I hate to say it, but that's what we go for. We want better salaries and benefits for our employees. And you know what? It shows, because the discipline over there isn't like any other places where it's a training ground and, you know, the turnover is over and over. You pay your employees good, you give them good benefits, and guess what? The return's going to be excellent. So with that, and you know, I can go into his opponents or whatever. I'm not going to go into that yet. I'll do that in another day, because I'm going to tell you, we need him for one more term, at least one more term, all right? And without that said, Sheriff, I want to give you an endorsement letter for the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office.
Thank you.
All right, 5,000 members, all right? And also, I'm the president of the Florida PBA. So I can give him the endorsement for that, too. And that's over 30,000 members, all right? Good luck, Sheriff. Whatever you need, all right? We got your back.
Okay. You know, people come up to me all the time and say, you know, you got this. This is not a problem. Folks, second place is no good. I'm serious. There's too much at stake here. Think about it. We're talking about the safety of you and your family. That's what's at stake here. So you can count on one thing. I'm not going to take it lightly. I am going to run a quality, hard-working campaign. And I guarantee you, between that and the support that I have in this room, we'll prevail. But we're not going to take it for granted, because there's too much at stake here. Thank you for being here. For those of you that want to stick around for a little bit, the Big Dog Ranch people will give you a demonstration of what the dogs can do. I've seen it. It's unbelievable. It really, really is unbelievable. I believe in my heart that my employee that killed himself, if he'd had one of these dogs, he wouldn't have done it. That's how valuable they are. So if you want to stick around, they'll give you a little demo. But again, thank you. Let's get people out to vote when the time comes, and thank you for your support. Have a great day.